Episode 4, Geeta Mosquito and the Great Curry Festival. This narrative is proudly brought to you by Police Speaks For You. At Police Speaks For You, we are committed to empowering individuals, especially those with disabilities or learning challenges, through innovative text-to-speech and voice recognition technology. Police Speaks For You is more than just software. It's a tool for self-expression, connecting people with the world in meaningful ways. By blending the richness of history with cutting-edge technology, Police Speaks For You demonstrates that every voice, whether preserving the past or shaping the future, has the potential to inspire. While we strive to make the story engaging, our primary focus is on storytelling itself. The visuals are secondary. We are showcasing the remarkable capabilities of text-to-speech software that bring these stories to life. If you thought the Samosa showdowns were wild, you haven't seen anything yet. Enter the Great Chatsworth Curry Festival, where the competition is spicier than the curries themselves, and so are the tempers. And yes, I, Geeta Mosquito, the lotto-winning, samosa-slinging queen of Chatsworth, was right in the middle of it. Let me set the scene. Every year, the best cooks in Chatsworth gather for the festival. It's the ultimate cook-off, a showcase of curry-making skills that would make Gordon Ramsay sweat bullets. And this year, I thought, why not? I mean, I'm already a samosa legend. How hard could curry be? But, as always, Shanti, my beloved mother-in-law, was less than enthusiastic. Geeta, you can't even make a proper Bombay curry. You're going to embarrass yourself. Again. She stood there, stirring her tea with the same disdain she stirred trouble. Shanti's been telling me I can't cook a decent curry for years. I swear, she probably started the rumor when I was still dating Rajesh. But guess what? This time, I was determined to show her, and the entire Chatsworth curry mafia, that I had more than just a killer samosa recipe up my sleeve. Rajesh, ever the supportive husband, looked at me with wide eyes. Are you sure, Geeta? The competition is fierce. Mrs. Naidu's fish curry could make you cry from just the smell. Rajesh, I said confidently, the only thing people will cry about is not getting enough of my curry. Little did I know, I was about to cook up more chaos than I bargained for. The day of the Great Curry Festival arrived. The sun was shining, the smell of spices hung heavy in the air, and the crowd was buzzing with excitement. Rajesh insisted on bringing an entire camera crew. Well, it was actually just our neighbor's son with a cell phone, but still, it felt important. I strutted into the festival with my head held high, armed with my secret weapon, my lotto winnings. You see, while everyone else was grinding their spices by hand and cooking in cast iron pots passed down through generations, I had gone full Gordon Ramsay. I bought the fanciest cookware, imported spices from India, and even hired a sous chef. Okay, fine, my cousin's teenage daughter, but she was wearing an apron, so close enough. Shanti, of course, arrived with her own stall right next to mine. She had this smug look on her face, already imagining my curry bubbling into a disaster. Don't burn the garlic, Geeta, she said sweetly, or the whole festival will know. I gritted my teeth. Oh, don't worry, Shanti. I'll save you some of my award-winning curry for later. The competition was fierce. To my left was Mrs. Naidu, known for her fish curry so hot it could melt steel. To my right was Mr. Singh, who made mutton curry so tender, people cried just by looking at it. And there I was, with my secret curry recipe that I may or may not have googled the night before. The crowd gathered, the pots simmered, and the judging began. I was nervous, but determined. This was my moment. I added extra chili just for dramatic effect, imagining the judges fanning their mouths and praising my culinary genius. But then, it happened. The disaster. As I was adding the final touches to my curry, Rajesh, being the helpful husband that he is, decided to offer a taste. Unfortunately, he wasn't just tasting. He was also live streaming the event to our entire WhatsApp group. He grabbed the spoon, took a big mouthful of my masterpiece, and then he screamed. Not a small scream. Not a polite, "oh, that's hot" kind of scream. No. It was a full-on, high-pitched shriek. Everyone turned to look. Mrs. Naidu dropped her lovely. Mr. Singh froze mid-stir. Even the judges stopped in their tracks. Too much chili, Geeta. Rajesh gasped, his face turning as red as my curry. My heart sunk. Too much chili? Was that even possible? Shanti, of course, was loving every second of this. Oh, Geeta, did you accidentally turn your curry into lava? I warned you about that. I tried to play it cool. Rajesh just has a sensitive palate, I said, though inside, I was panicking. Was my curry too hot? Would the judges hate it? Was I about to lose to Mrs. Naidu again? Then, to make things worse, my sous chef, aka my cousin's teenage daughter, knocked over the pot. The entire pot of my prize-winning curry was now decorating the grass like some sort of spicy abstract art. The crowd gasped. Shanti smirked. Mrs. Naidu looked like she was ready to burst into laughter. And Rajesh? Well, he was still live streaming the whole fiasco. But you know what? I wasn't about to let this ruin my moment. I picked up the spoon, scooped what was left in the pot, and called the judges over. Here, I said, handing them a small spoonful. Try it. They looked hesitant. After all, Rajesh was still fanning his mouth with his shirt, but they took a bite anyway. And then, the most unexpected thing happened. They loved it. I don't know if it was the extra spice, the fact that half the curry was now part of the festival grounds, or just pure sympathy, but they loved it. One of the judges even asked for a second helping, though I had to scrape the bottom of the pot to give it to him. As the festival wrapped up, the winners were announced. And guess what? I didn't win first place, but I got the spiciest curry award, which was basically the next best thing. And let me tell you, I was proud. Shanti? Well, she didn't even place, which meant I still had bragging rights. Back at home, I collapsed on the couch, exhausted but satisfied. Rajesh, still nursing his burnt tongue, looked at me and said, "You did it, Geeta. You turned disaster into a spicy victory." And that, my friends, is how I survived the Great Curry Festival of Chatsworth. With a little bit of heat, a lot of drama, and a few spilled pots of curry, I managed to come out on top. Or at least, near the top. Which, let's face it, is a win in my book. The end of episode 4. Next time on Geeta Mosquito's Adventures, can Geeta finally win first place in something? Will Rajesh recover from his chili trauma? And what will Shanti plot next? Stay tuned for more spicy drama. If you're enjoying this story, please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating content that educates and empowers. To learn more about South Africa's leading accessibility software and to support our dyslexic-friendly initiative, visit www.polyspeaks4u.co.za. Drop a comment if you want more information. Thank you for watching this video.